you, Julia, so much for that sweet little introduction. I can't believe how long we go back, but this business has brought us back together, and it's so much fun. Like, I never would have thought we'd become so close. So I'm super excited to get to share with y'all tonight. This challenge group in January, y'all, is going to be so much fun. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the prizes, but let me just throw this out there. Peloton, right? Who doesn't want a Peloton? And guess what? If you don't, there's another option. So I will go over that. But to kick this off, we're going to play a quick little game. Everybody that's got their cameras on, hold up 5 fingers for me because I can see everybody. Okay, so we're going to do a quick little game of Never Have I Ever 2020 style because, guys, this 2020, it's been a trip. So for each one that you have done, you're going to put down a finger, and we're going to see how many fingers you have left. So number 1, stopped at a gas station for an unhealthy snack. Uh-oh, there went one of mine. Went through a drive-through because you were in a hurry. Uh-oh. Snapped at kids or hubby because you were hangry. Y'all, hangry is real. I don't know. Now I'm at these fingers. I guess I should be this way. Snuck to the pantry for a midnight snack. Y'all. Continued eating after full. We'll exclude Thanksgiving from this because that's kind of the National Overindulgence Day. But other than that, have you kept on eating even when you're full? Does anybody have more than 3 fingers left? I want to hear in the comments how many fingers you're still holding, because what this is all about is having control over your food and your mindset. That's one of the beauties of intermittent fasting, is it literally helps you have control. What we do, what we call it, what we say is delay, don't deny. You know, I tried keto, I tried all these other things, but you still feel very deprived. And like, you get sick of those same things over and over. With intermittent fasting, you can still eat. You're still gonna eat a lot, but it's a matter of when you're eating. So I hope that was slightly insightful. But I'm gonna turn it over to Kelly real quick. She's gonna share just a snippet of her story before I get into the details, and a couple quick little tips about intermittent fasting. Kelly, go ahead.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly. I'm so excited to get to be with you tonight. I'm coming to you from Carrollton, Georgia. We're about 45 minutes west of Atlanta. And I'm going to just share a little bit with you about why I love intermittent fasting and why I love it coupled with Plexus. So Plexus and I go about 4 years back. I started like a lot of us did, you know, around here. I started with the gut health system, which is called the Triplex, and that's our Slim, the pink drink that helps to stabilize your blood sugar, our stellar probiotic, and our gentle, I call it the gentle giant of the Triplex. It's our gentle magnesium supplement called BioCleanse. So that's where I started. I want you to know that within that first month of starting the Triplex, the scales never moved for me. They didn't. But what did happen was I began to lose inches. I lost 9 inches, y'all, from my neck, my upper arms, my tummy, my bottom, my thighs. It was like neck to knees. Woo! Inflammation was leaving the body. Y'all, that's what convinced me that it wasn't hype. You know, the scales didn't move, but I didn't have rubber band marks around my tummy anymore from my pants being too tight, right? Because that inflammation was beginning to dissipate and go away. Yes, the scales did catch up with me. Within about the first 6 months, I was down 21 pounds. My total weight loss from starting to present has been 35 pounds. And y'all, it's 35 pounds that haven't tried to come back. And so I'm super grateful for that. Intermittent fasting began for me about 3 years ago. So Plexus for 4 years, intermittent fasting for about 3. And I began to explore it because I wanted the benefits that came with it. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of those very specifically. I just want you to know, though, right off the bat, intermittent fasting and Plexus go hand in glove together. And y'all, that's why we are asking you to begin this challenge with us by pairing products of your choosing with this discipline called intermittent fasting. The two go beautifully together, and the results are truly compounded simply by putting those two concepts hand in hand. So the fasting for me began, like I said, about 3 years ago. And I'm going to be honest, I was nervous about it. I wasn't really sure I could do it. I was a little intimidated. I wasn't certain that I could handle that or even feel good. But let me tell you what I found. Y'all, I feel better in a fasted state than I do in a fed state. So let's talk about why that is. Guys, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. The Lord knows exactly what our bodies need and when they need it. We are just products, y'all, of a Western lifestyle, of buying into the propaganda that if you want to lose weight, then you need to eat 6 small meals a day to keep your metabolism revved up. Guys, that's just a bunch of hooey. It really is. That doesn't work at all. So the way the Lord created us was to have bodies that could respond to times of metabolic rest and metabolic activity. What we want to be is metabolically flexible. So here's what I mean by that. Our body uses 2 types of fuel. You can either be fueled by the food that you are eating or the food that you have in storage. And where does that stuff go into storage? It goes into storage in fat. So this is the process. We eat, we enjoy our food. It causes an insulin spike. That's the way we're created. God gave us that insulin to help us digest our food. Whatever we eat hits our bloodstream. If we've got a little excess sugar going on, that insulin's job is to capture that free floating glucose and to tuck it into storage. And it stores it in our fat cells. Keeps it there for our rainy day in case we need it, right? Well, intermittent fasting gives us an opportunity to become metabolically flexible. We are having seasons where we're not eating a lot. So we have like our feasting window for me, that's between noon and 8 p.m. or typically 11:30 to 7:30 p.m. That's the window in which I eat. After 7:30 p.m., I enter my fasting window when I don't eat again until the next day around 11:30. So while we're in a state of digestive rest, that's when our insulin levels come down and our body is able to utilize that fuel source that's been tucked into storage in our fat cells. When we talk about fat burning, that's what we're talking about. And so the benefits that I have found that are what keep me going, year after year after year, still wanting to do this, I have found such an increase in mental clarity. When I'm in a fasted state, my mind is free, full, awake, bright, and focused. I love that, guys, because I'm a high school teacher. I need to have a clear mind while I'm teaching my students. Also, the other benefit that I found, and I just wonder, do you know the difference, y'all, between inflammation and aging? Yes, if we can bring that inflammation level down in our body, guess what happens? We begin to start this process of aging backwards. It is a thing. It's a thing and it's real. The reason why that happens is this amazing process called autophagy. Autophagy. Think of like we're looking at a gas tank in your car. When you're fed and you're full, your cells are growing, they're dividing, all cellular functions are happening. If your gas tank is empty, when we're fasting, that cell growth begins to stop. And what happens is the cell begins to clean itself and repair itself from the inside out. All the damage that's done through the junky stuff that we eat, or the stress that we're living under, or the fact that we're not sleeping all that well, right? All that damage gets to be swept away when we are in our fasted state and autophagy begins to take place. So I just really wanted to give you a couple of teasers to say, y'all, this is the best thing ever. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love pairing your plexus with intermittent fasting. We're going to teach you how to do it. That's not what tonight is about. Tonight is just simply to say, this is the best thing you could do for yourself right now. And guys, the last thing I'm going to say to you, because it's on everybody's mind right now, is the issue of strengthening your body's own personal immune response. There is nothing better that you could do for yourself than to begin to practice intermittent fasting, start to heal from the inside out, couple it with our phenomenal Plexus products, and you're going to have an immunity that is stronger than anything you've ever known before. So I'm going to hand it right back to Tina Marie. She's going to talk to us about how do we do this and how do we get started. Thanks.
All right, Kelly, thank you so much. You speak so much wisdom and just knowledge. I just can eat it all up, and I love hearing you talk. Your voice is so soothing. But like she said, tonight's not about like all the nitty gritty. We are going to teach you exactly how to do this, and we're not going to like encourage you to start off super fast, right? So like if you need to start on a 12-12 instead of like a 16-8, you got to listen to your body and do what's good for you. There's going to be such good information in the group that we're going to talk about, like common mistakes, really good benefits. A lot of y'all have already been asking about exercise. Did you know? So it takes like 6 to 8 hours for our bodies to typically digest food. A lot of us like to exercise in the morning. So if we're ending our fast in the evening and then waking up in the morning and exercising, we've already digested our food. So what is our body going to use to burn for the exercise? It's going to use the fat. So you're going to burn fat twice as fast. A lot of people don't like to do like crazy, like HIIT classes or weights, things like that during their fast, but cardio is fantastic. Go take you a 20-minute walk. Your body will love you, I promise. Your knees might not love you if you've got knee problems, but y'all, we can get there. Inflammation, again, like Kelly said, is key. Couple of tips about the group. So our goal is 600 people. And some of y'all are asking me why we're charging a $5 entry fee. We're not keeping any of that money. We're putting a lot of work and love into this group, but that's not what this is about. That money is going right back to y'all. So 600 people, $5 entry fee, that's $3,000 in prizes. What that includes is a Peloton or a mirror, right? If you don't know what the mirror is, go look it up. I'm totally getting myself one. And then we're doing over $1,000 in cash. So there's so many great ways to win. Maybe you don't think you need to lose any weight and you're like, oh, I'm not going to have a good before and after picture. I'm not going to win anything. Guess what? Participation prizes. Just show up. Be a part of the group. Have your friends do this with you. Things go so much better when you have accountability partners. Like, I'm telling you, if I didn't talk to Kelly every day, like I couldn't keep up with what I do because it just keeps you on track and like keeps you in the mood and just keeps you rolling. I'm sure I probably have a couple more things on my notes because I'm a crazy note person, but we just really wanted to speak our hearts with y'all and share with y'all about why we love this. I started doing intermittent fasting, I guess it was August. 2020 has not been nice. I'm sure that most of y'all realize that we're all kind of living in this world right now. And I went from being super active in the gym 5 to 6 days a week on my feet all day to then shutdown happened and I'm sitting here sewing all day on my butt. That's not a lot of exercise. Like I can definitely tell my calf muscle is better on my right foot from sewing, but that's not doing me any good, right? Look good in heels for one leg, whatever. But I definitely gained some weight and that's not what I wanted to do in 2020, right? Because I've been on this huge weight loss journey and health journey and finding myself and living my best life. And then 2020 hit and it's like, oh, what are we doing, guys? And so I saw somebody else post about this and with Plexus and I was like, wait, this matches our product so perfectly. And so I started researching because I'm a details girl. Like I need to know what's going on. I'm going to find out the answers and I'm going to know everything. And I'm going to be able to tell you everything because I like to know everything. And like her products fit it so perfectly. And it was such a better transition to intermittent fasting with our products because they just balance with each other. Speaking of balance, one of my faves. Just saying. But that's kind of what we have for you tonight. We didn't want to make this too long. We want to just get the information in your hands. We are going to do some giveaways. So what we want to do, anybody who's in the group by Wednesday night at close, how do you get in the group? $5 entry fee, $100 order or welcome pack. Okay. Get with the person that invited you. We've got coupons and deals and so many good things going on. So get in the group, pay your $5. You're going to be entered to win a Healthish bottle. It's one of my favorites. I should have grabbed them. Does anybody have one handy they can throw up in a picture? I'll post it in the group too. I think mine's in my car from work still today because I do use it every day. So we're going to give away one of those. And then anybody who gets entered by tonight at midnight, so get your product, guess what? You don't have to pay the $5. We're going to pay it for you. So that is only available until midnight tonight, and that's for people only. Because we really want you to do this. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee. You're going to feel so much better if you trust the process. Seriously. So that's all I have. Julia, I can turn it back over to you. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the chat. But we want you to get in that group because we're answering so many questions there. And y'all, seriously, this content and the information is so good that we're going to be sharing.
Okay, Tia Marie, I do see one question. I'm going to let you answer it. It says, can you explain the 12-12 versus the 16-8?
Great. Yes, thank you. I did not see that. Okay, so what we're talking about with intermittent fasting, most people for weight loss or a healthy lifestyle are going to do something called 16-8. So that means 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of feasting. Most people do that. Their eating window, we call that feasting, from either 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or noon to 8 p.m. or something therein. Like Kelly said, a lot of times she does 11:30 to 7:30. That's typically what I do. Or I'll just stop it as soon as I'm done eating. We're going to promote an app that we love. It's a free app. It's called Life. And it's really cool. So like on there, it'll have your like, whatever you want to call it, your screen. And when you start your fast, you click the button and it like moves as your hours go along. And after that 12-hour mark, it's going to turn red because you're burning fat. And so, you know, maybe you just need to start at 12 hours because your body, you don't think you can handle not eating for more than a 12-hour window, or fasting for a 12-hour window. And so maybe the first day you fast for 12 hours and then start eating. And then the next day you're like, I think I could wait 30 more minutes. Okay. The next day, I think I could wait 30 more minutes, and find what works for you. Your spot is going to be that 16-8, especially to do in the beginning, like for this challenge, but start with where you need. Some people will fast every other day in the beginning just to kind of get it in their system and their body. Personally, so I will have my first meal usually around 11:30 and my last somewhere around 6. And when I'm done eating, I just start the app. So sometimes I'll only feast for 6-7 hours, but it's a matter of doing it until you're full. So it's not, some people think that with this, you're just eating less and restricting yourself, but we're really delaying, not denying. So you're still going to get a pretty good caloric intake because your body needs that. But you're doing it during a restricted window, so then your body can process it, and then your body burns other things. So it gets you in that state. So that's where you've got to find the window that works for you. And we're going to have so many posts about that. I'm also really promoting a clean fast. There are several different ways people will do a clean fast, a dirty fast, a fat fast. I personally believe in a clean fast. That means that during your fasting window, it's only going to be plain water, black coffee, unflavored tea. That's kind of pretty much it. I've got a graphic that you'll see, but you really want your body to just regenerate, because I'm telling you that water is so important. And one of the main mistakes I see people make is they do not drink enough water, especially first thing in the morning. Your body needs the water. You wake up dehydrated. You don't realize it, but you're dehydrated. Did that answer the question?
I think so. I'm going to say yes. I have a question on the side, but I want to answer it in front of everyone. People have asked when they're going to get added to the actual group. That is where I come in. I'm kind of like the secretary of the group, the behind the scenes. You are Venmoing me personally to my Plexus account the $5. We are requesting Venmo. If maybe you don't have Venmo, maybe ask your upline if you can like PayPal them $5 and they Venmo me. We're just trying to keep all that money together, and it's just a lot easier if we stick with Venmo. And personally, just side note, I just like Venmo better than PayPal, just for various reasons. But when you will be added to the group, we need you to request to be in the group. So we put the link in most everything that we share, and there's a few questions you need to answer. They're not hard questions. And then I add people every morning and evening, okay? I can't do it all throughout the day, or I would never stop adding people. So every morning when I wake up, I take the kids to school, and typically right when I walked in, I do it. And then right before bedtime, that I went to bed at 5:30 Sunday morning. So sometimes it's 5:30 in the morning. Most nights it's before midnight. I will go through my list and see who has Venmoed me and see who has requested to join the group. Now, I do know many of you have requested to be part of the group, but you haven't sent your Venmo. I know some of you have sent me your Venmo money, but you haven't requested to be part of the group. So you've got to do both, because many of you I don't know, and I can't add you to the group if we're not Facebook friends. So just make sure you do both of those. those of you who are maybe leaders on our team or maybe you're just inviting your friends, just make sure they're following those 2 steps. Now, I see Melissa Deaton on here. She's a rock star. She has added lots of friends to our group, and she has been so good at making sure in those comments, if say you have a mom or somebody that might not have a mo, if you send me $5, just put in that comment who you're paying for, okay? It's that simple. I'll write their name, not your name. It works beautiful. Just make sure they request. Now, I have had real quick, and Tamara, I'm not going to take too much longer, but people say, can I do this without being on Facebook? Absolutely, you can. Now, you know, the accountability might be a little bit hard, but I don't see any reason why you can't do intermittent fasting and Plexus products and put your $5 in, and you know, we can be creative on how. You probably won't win the, you know, engagement contest, but you know, the more the merrier. So anyone can enter. And last question is, can my spouse do this? Absolutely. I have lots of team. I'm making my husband do it. Okay. And Tina Marie is going to teach you, if you have a spouse like mine that takes lots of medicine in the morning and night and needs food, she'll even give you tips on how to do that. So if they're like, I have to eat to take my blood pressure medicine, that's okay. There's ways around it. So that's all I have. Anybody else have any questions here to the right? No, I did not say we have to be Facebook friends. I am maxed out at the moment, so I can't even invite you to be my friend. We don't have to be Facebook friends. You just have to request to be in the group. Anything else? I'm just reading. Okay, I'm going to hand it back to you, Tamara. Anything else we need tonight?
I think that's it. Somebody did just private message me real quick. Oh, I said that's it, and then I'm saying this. And they asked me how we're winning the prizes. So there's going to be 4 main ways. So there's going to be before and after, and that's going to be for the grand prize. I've got a graphic up in the group already that talks about how to take your before and after. And there's going to be a panel of unbiased people that are going to be the ones judging that. So don't think they're just going to be blasted all over Facebook. That's not how this works. So that's going to be first and second place for the grand prize. And then there's going to be inches lost, first and second place. And we're going to have forms for you to fill that all out in, and it's going to track all of that for you. And then we're going to have pounds lost, first and second place. And then we're going to do participation, so engagement, and that's going to be first and second place as well. If we happen to get over the 600, we actually have a couple more prizes that we have in mind that we're going to do, because we're not keeping any of this money. It's all going to be distributed back to y'all. So get your friends to do it with you. Get a couple girlfriends, get your mom, your sister, whoever you want, and commit to do this together. After this 2020, y'all, 2021, we're just going to claim to be fabulous, and let's start it strong. You know that everybody's going to be doing something in January. Why not do something that you're going to feel better and you've got a money back guarantee? That's what I got to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you in the